Justin Jefferson won the Offensive Player of the Year award in 2022 after having a 128 reception, 1,809-yard, 8-touchdown season. It was his best year to date, and he played a ginormous part in the Minnesota Vikings' success, and without him, they wouldn't have been close to a 13-win team. And aside from the highlight reel plays, most notably of course the 4th and 18 catch against Buffalo with the game on the line, how did Justin do it? How does he get open not once or twice a game, but routinely when opposing teams know what's coming heading into every single game? Team's game plan heading into playing Minnesota in 2022 was to stop Justin Jefferson and go from there. Yet a lot of teams had trouble with that because of how damn good of a receiver he is. And in today's video, we're going to break down how Justin went for over 1,800 yards last year and what makes him so good, and without further ado, let's begin. And the first play we are going to break down came in the Washington game back in Week 9 and what was a 17-yard gain for the Vikings. Justin eventually makes a heck of a catch, but there was a tremendous amount of work that went into this, and the first thing Justin does to generate speed is he moves his right foot at the release behind his left foot so he can put his left foot down and generate as much force into his right foot on the next step. This is to build up to maximum speed, and Washington corner Benjamin St-Juste already has his hands on him before Jefferson's foot lands and ultimately before he can build up his speed. This was tremendous coverage by St-Juste throughout the route as he's running stride for stride with Jefferson and is also using the sideline to his advantage. And when Kirk lets go of this ball, JJ is blanketed because truly, where is Kirk supposed to throw this ball? And when Kirk is winding up, Justin's head is still downfield and he hasn't turned to look for the ball yet, and what's particularly impressive here from Jefferson is with the ball in the air, he puts on the brakes, creates enough separation to be able to haul in the pass, and a part you may not pick up on, but once Jefferson's back is to St-Juste, he has no idea where he is as he's focused on hauling in the pass. He just knows he's somewhere in the vicinity, so what JJ instinctively does here is he throws up his leg using it as a block to ensure if St-Juste was right near him, he would not be able to house this for a pick six. This was terrific coverage, and for Justin to be able to work through this press at the very beginning of the route, which was a great jam at the line of scrimmage by the way, this is a classic case of good coverage, but an even better catch. And Kirk very much trusted JJ to go get this ball and said, make a play. On this 28-yard catch against the Cardinals early in the game, Justin is lined up against former top 10 pick Isaiah Simmons, and you can see how much respect and attention Arizona's giving JJ. Justin does a phenomenal job here as he fools both Simmons and the safety into thinking he's running a corner route as they both bite, only for JJ to cut back to the middle of the field and run the post. And anytime you have two guys on you and they both bite, well, that's a pretty good sign to show as to how good of a route runner you are. And a play like this shows why Jefferson is almost always open. Throughout the first two plays, you can really see how patient JJ is throughout his route and how he adjusts everything relative to the play, because he was almost knocked over with the catch against the Commanders, yet stayed with it to make a great play. And against Arizona, he knew the safety was going to be cheating towards him or come into the play somehow, some way, because no coach in their right mind is going to leave Isaiah Simmons one-on-one with Jefferson. Nobody is. So JJ plants his right foot towards the sideline like he's going to run a corner, only to set both up and beat them over the middle of the field to haul in a pass for nearly 30 yards. And just 3 plays later, the Vikings took the lead as Kirk would put the team on the board with a 17-yard rushing touchdown. Against the Saints, Jefferson was used in a variety of ways, and in terms of getting him the ball, this may have been his best game in the variety of ways the Vikings accomplished this, which is a huge credit to head coach Kevin O'Connell. Maximizing what your best player can do is huge, and the first play from scrimmage, Kirk hit JJ on a screen that went for 10 yards, and a few plays later, JJ motioned into the backfield, and it became a one-on-one against Saints linebacker Pete Werner. It shouldn't come as a surprise who won that battle, as JJ is going to win that 99% of the time against linebackers, and that gave the Vikings a very favorable 3rd and 1. Later in the half, with the game tied, JJ runs an out route against a 4-time Pro Bowl corner in Marshawn Lattimore, and this is a terrific route by Jefferson from a few standpoints. As soon as the ball is snapped, you can see JJ go from 0 to 100 in about 4 steps, and by the time he's 7 yards into this route, he's already ate up the ground on Lattimore, and when he gets to the 35-yard line, JJ that is, he plants his right foot down like he's about to run a post, and you can see Marshawn react to that as there's a good amount of separation between the two, and Kirk fires a dart in before Marshawn can recover and push Justin out of bounds. And back to O'Connell putting his guys in a position to succeed. This 41-yard play is the epitome of this. Justin and Adam Thielen are running crossing routes with Adam going further downfield between the two, and why this play works out, at least to the magnitude it does, is because Pete Werner, the linebacker, was picking up Adam across the middle of his zone. He has no idea Paulson Adebo is trying to cover JJ, and they collide mid-play. JJ, seeing Werner drop back, swiftly cuts underneath of him and is wide open, and even if they didn't collide, defending two crossing routes while having your corners either not hit each other or hit the receiver completely blindsided is a lot harder than you think because of how fast the game moves. O'Connell dials this play up with the thought in mind that either Adam or Justin are going to have a yard or two separation strictly from the muck that corners have to go through when defending double crossing routes. And he was right, he just probably didn't anticipate the Saints players would collide. And in the fourth quarter, with the Vikings down 3, Jefferson runs an outstanding post-corner route on Lattimore, and on this route, it's to the point where Lattimore gets fully turned around and it's an easy pitch and catch for 17 yards. Kirk throws this when Lattimore's back is completely to the line of scrimmage, and at this point, all Marshawn can hope for is for JJ to drop this pass or Kirk to throw a wildly inaccurate ball because of how good of a route this was. Jefferson's routes are extremely smooth, and you can see the way he's able to move his body that a lot of other guys simply cannot do. Whether it's putting his foot down and going the complete opposite direction all in one seamless motion like you see here, or on any of the other routes, having to defend this guy over the course of the game is hell for any DB. And unfortunately, Marshawn's day wasn't over because Kirk was looking for JJ with less than 2 minutes to play in a tie game, and I credit the Saints for allowing their number one corner to match up one-on-one with Justin with the game effectively on the line. And because this was released so quickly by Kirk, the safety had no chance of helping Lattimore and to cover the ground he needed to get over there. So this was very much our best receiver against your best corner, one-on-one, mano-y-mano. Let's see who wins. And JJ came down with the football for a gain of 39 yards in what would eventually become a 47-yard go-ahead field goal by Greg Joseph with less than 30 seconds to play. 10 catches for 147 yards was not Justin's best game statistically all season, but in terms of how he was moved around the field, how he beat the defense time after time after time, and how KOC fully maximized JJ, this was a complete game. And Justin did score in this game, by the way, but it was on the ground as he had a rushing touchdown. So whether it was winning by a terrific route, putting him one-on-one with a linebacker, a go ball with the game on the line, or even handing him the football, this game was the epitome of how you get your best player the football and let him go to work. And there were 2 plays in the Miami game where the play calling and the route concepts were excellent, both of which benefited Justin in a big way. The first was on a 3rd and 6 late in the first half, and Miami, not surprisingly, is sending heat, but this play call to counter the blitz was perfect, and the Vikings have trips to the right, with KJ Osborne in the middle of the trips running a fade route, while Jefferson runs a whip route. And what's so great about this play concept is by having Justin go underneath of KJ, while KJ is running the said fade route, KJ works as a moving pick, and there's nothing Miami can do about it because it's a completely legal play. Xavier Howard at the start assumes Justin is running a drag route, so while he's caught up in the Osborne fade route, Jefferson quickly turns around and there's nobody to cover him. Javon Holland notices what's going on, but given he was playing in the middle of the field as the single high safety, he obviously can't stop Jefferson before he gets the first down, and Jefferson nearly houses this and would have if it wasn't for you meddling kids, but in all honesty, because Holland reads it before it's too late. Granted, the Vikings scored the next play, but giving Jefferson a whip route on a play where your other receiver is going to drive right into where the corner covering Jefferson will go, only to have him go back to where he originally was, is a terrific play design. And later in the game, JJ had a 47-yard catch, and what I want you to pay close attention to is how this play starts. Jefferson starts to go upfield rather than immediately go to the wheel route, and that's on purpose because it gives Adam Thielen enough time to step up and basically do a pick right into his route. And the reason for that is Xavier Howard starts to go with JJ at the beginning of the play, as his hips turn before quickly realizing he's setting him up to go outside and to go down the sideline. And with the pick Thielen sets, that's enough space for JJ to turn on the burners and get going, and you can see Xavier reach out to try and grab his jersey to catch up, but because Thielen is there, serving as a moving pick, Xavier can't get a hold of anything, and JJ is in the clear. KJ Osborne is at the top of the screen clearing out the corner that's covering him, and when Kirk lets go of this pass, it's a very simple pitch and catch. Just throw it in an area and let your all-world receiver go get the football. And if for some reason this didn't work out or go according to plan, or Kirk needed to get the ball out sooner, Irv Smith was running a delayed drag route if worse came to worse. But with the initial step forward, Thielen coming up to set a quick pick while again not being flagged because he continues to run a route, and what ultimately gave Justin enough space to work, turned into a 47-yard gain, and a few plays later gave the Vikings a 2-touchdown lead. And back in week 1 on a 3rd down, gotta have it play, Justin runs a gorgeous route. It's 3rd and 5 and the Packers are showing every indication they're playing man coverage pre-snap and that the ball will need to get out quick. The Packers only send 4 guys, and I do want to credit the Packers corners because when you freeze this, Jair is clamped on Thielen at the top, Rasul Douglas is tight on KJ Osborne, Adrian Amos picks up Irv Smith, and Quay Walker more or less had Dalvin out of the backfield. So at this point, it's JJ or nobody, as there is nowhere else to throw the football, and at the beginning of the play, Eric Stokes tries to get his hands on Jefferson, only for him to bat his hands down, and while he's at the top of his route, creates separation and Kirk delivers a great ball right on time. And what I think is impressive about Kirk and JJ's chemistry is when Justin is making the extra move at the end to create more separation and to give Kirk a friendlier target to throw to, which no quarterback would ever turn down, by the way, Kirk's already releasing the pass knowing where Justin will be because these guys know each other like the back of their hands. And whether it's Justin making a play through route running, simply beating a guy one-on-one mano-a-mano, or being the beneficiary of getting schemed open, he is without a doubt one of the best receivers in the NFL. And only about 29% of people watching are subscribed, so if you enjoy, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second to do, yet makes a massive difference. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, please be safe and have a great day. Love you guys.